Meeting with the hospital representative Sister Anirawati, the committee from Group 4 used the proper and professional language, especially when we are using email for liaise the detail of the program. So at that time, all the classmates arrived at SASMEC punctually according to the time schedule. So in the room, the speaker, Dr. Nordalawati at that time had welcomed as friendly. So during the presentation, we focus on the speaker and also be silent when the speaker is present. Okay, so that at the end of the presentation, okay, they open for question, and then for Q&A session, there are a few classmates that had asked the question. So first question is from the brother Nabahan, and second question is from Sister Nurhayati. So they asked with the full manner, where they give first they give salam, and then they introduce their names, okay, and then they use a proper language to ask question. So the brother asked a question about the machine at the SASMEC, and then specifically on PCR, automation machine. Meanwhile, the sister asked the question about the quality management system in SASMEC. So the speaker had answered the question accordingly. So the hospital representative had brought us to visit labs. So there are many labs in the SASMEC, okay, and then we separate by two groups, where first group with the sister Anirawati and second group with Dr. Nordalawati. So both group, okay, had separate, and then we focusing specifically on the students. So the student had asked the question, okay, for first group, the student had asked the question wherever they don't understand, okay, and then what will they see. So we observe, okay, and then they communicate with better, okay, and then the student heard a very explanation from the hospital representative. So overall, for the conclusion of in regarding the communication between the students and also the representative of the hospital is better and nice.
So at first, I'm going to give a brief introduction on the speaker's background. So respected speaker for the laboratory visit in SASMEC IIUM is Associate Professor Dr. Nalawati binti Abdul Talib. So Dr. Nalawati holds a basic medical degree in University Kebangsaan Malaysia and also Master of Pathology Hematology in USM, University Science Malaysia. And her specializations are on medical field, which are medical and health sciences, clinical medicine, and also medical genetics. So currently, Dr. Nalawati is working in the laboratory of Sultan Ahmad Shah Medical Center, SASMEC, IIUM. SASMEC was built based on the private funding initiative, PFI, with 25-year concession agreement on 27.8 acres of land, and it is equipped with 350 beds for inpatients, 20 operation theaters that has intensive care unit, ICU, neonatal intensive care unit, CCU, labor suites, and it is supported by more than 133 specialists. So SASMEC also includes the development of undergraduate and postgraduate teaching hospital and tertiary referral center. So in this laboratory visit, Dr. Nalawati and some other staff has done a good job in introducing plenty of technologies that are available in SASMEC that will be discussed further in this presentation. Thank you.
Next, I will proceed about the laboratory function. First lab is integrated lab. It is a main counter to receive the specimen, to do the routine of biochemical, routine of hematological, basic immunology test, and all specimen will be sent to this lab before proceeding to another lab to further testing. Next lab is hematology lab. This lab provides a specialized hematology test, and then a chemical pathology lab. It provides specialized biochemical test. The routine test is estimation of serum electrolytes, urine, calcium, chloride, glucose, total of bilirubin, and MEDs. Also a medical microbiology lab, which provides several tests including bacteriology, virology, serology, immunology, parasitology, molecular microbiology, and it also provides infectious disease, including tuberculosis and COVID-19. SASMEC also have the cytopathology lab. This lab perform a microscopic examination of cells in body fluid, pap smear, and finally the aspiration. Next is histopathology lab. This lab perform a microscopic examination for tissue specimen. As we can see in the video, there is a machine that perform a staining process, which is a easier and optimal process to do the histology examination, and it also can cut the time and cost. Next lab is medical genetic lab. This lab provides a specific genetic related test, including a mutation, gene alteration. This lab also involves the automation machine, especially for PCR, which related to molecular genetic and cytogenetic. Transfusion lab provide the cross-matching and blood grouping. The blood product was supplied by HDAA.
SASMEC IIUM has received 2 certifications, the International Organization for Standardization ISO of 9001-2015, the Quality Management System, and MS 1900-2014, the Sharia-based Quality Management System, by SIRIM QAS International Sendirian Berhad. This is the outstanding achievement due to the comprehensive scope of services given to both certifications that cover all administrative and clinical aspects, as well as the compliance to the Sharia requirement. This shows that SASMEC IIUM embraces the quality management system in delivering its healthcare services and ensuring the well-being of the Ummah. This achievement also exhibits the SASMEC commitment in achieving its organization's strategic directions in terms of healthcare education, research, and services based on Maqasid Sharia. SASMEC also received recognition from the Malaysia Book of Records for being the first teaching hospital to be certified with Sharia-based quality management system accreditations in the country. The journey of SASMEC toward the certification of ISO 9001-2015 and MS 1900-2014 started from 2018. In November 2019, SASMEC underwent the first stage of ISO audit. SASMEC had the satisfactory response from the auditors regarding the documentations of the policies and procedures that reflect the quality management system at SASMEC IIUM. In November 2020, SASMEC underwent the second stage audit for both quality management system and Sharia-based quality management system by SIRIM concurrently. The purpose of the second stage audit was to verify the compliance of SASMEC to both ISO requirements and all the regulatory standards. In December 2020, SASMEC has been declared successfully past the second stage audit by SIRIM and had received both comprehensive certifications concurrently. It is interesting to note that the certifications for Sharia-based quality management system is received with 0 non-conformity reports, which means that the hospital has excellently met all the requirements and the regulatory standards.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic in SASMEC. So basically, during the COVID-19 pandemic in this SASMEC, one of the laboratory staff has noted that number of samples and tests that needs to be run highly increases. This is because many people might be affected by the COVID-19 and they all are in need to go to the hospital for their surveys. And with the 6 samples that has been received, it will then be distributed to labs such as pathology labs and more, as what has been mentioned earlier. One thing that is good is that SASMEC has provided plenty of technologies that are efficient to work, that is able to run plenty and many of samples at the same time. So that is one thing that benefits the company or the SASMEC even more. And next, however, some staff has noted that the SASMECs are not fully occupied as before, as some departments has put the in need of patients to have appointments first before they walk and not walk-in appointments. This is because to ensure the safety of the patients, also to ensure the safety of the workers, and also to ensure safety of the visitors. So to put in summary, all of the staffs are doing a great job in handling pretty big of samples to run and to have their management in an organized manner to ensure the safety of people. Thank you.